Directions. Tone your voice down. Okay, well, boy, sounded like you guys kind of like the early concept of the Mage Art. You know, from what I could see from the comments in chat. Fantastic. We think certainly it's a great start. Michelle and Sandra did, you know, their usual great job with it. I think there's some very interesting things. I see guys are commenting about the scrolls. I think that is also a very interesting idea. I like the fact that some of you guys are picking up on the whole, well, it's just not, you know, guys and gals in skirts look, which is great. We certainly want to try to be a bit different, as always, come up with something cooler, something a little bit more interesting. And as I don't remember who made the comment regarding the armor looking like it is actually useful, that was indeed something that Michelle and Sandra were charged with. Armor that actually makes sense. And, you know, again, for an early concept, I think, you know, they hit it out of the park. So, yeah, as Genesee has just posted in chat, it's question time. So feel free to ask anything about, you know, certainly Mage Armor for a start, and then certainly we can move on, depending on the time, to some other topics. And yes, it is No Shave November, and so I definitely wanted to try to grow the beard. Probably shave it off. Certainly Lady J will be happy if I shave it off. But for now, it's kind of interesting because I've never actually kept a beard very long. Weeks, never a full month. Regarding whether armor will be faction or race locked, definitely realm locked. At least for now. We certainly want people with different looks between the realms. There is no plan on race locking armor, but realm locked, absolutely. Question about the possibility of having armor glow animate based on what spell that is being cast? Yes, indeed, that is hopefully the case. From Nixie, will I be able to pull scrolls off dead bodies of my enemies? Yes. Within the looting system, as we've discussed, that is done by your realm. It won't be you looting their bodies and taking their stuff, but we'll explain that more as we move forward. Pseudo, how will we manage to balance the three realms and the armor? That's a challenge. We certainly want to look, we want each realm to have its unique look, and we want each aesthetic to match the realm, but we'll see how it goes. That's our intent. A question about from Victor Miser, other than dyes, will we be able to affect the mage armor in other ways? Oh, absolutely. That's what crafters are for. Drunken God, any chance we can see other armor parts that can toggle? We actually hadn't thought about that yet, but it is something to post on the forums and let us know, and we'll see what we can do. Ken from Nocturnal Demise, can you have both cowls and hats? Yeah, cows and hats, might be possible. Will there be a hood command? Absolutely, there has to be a hood command. If you have hoods, you got to have a hood command. Grumman, can you elaborate on the time mage idea? Yeah, ask me at the end of or towards the end of this. Okay, I don't want to start on that. I know a few people would like to. I'm sure more than a few people would like to know what's in my head right now, and when I certainly will talk about it. Question on what my stance is on skimpy armor. Oh, I think you probably know the answer to that question based on certainly what I did, or we did, excuse me, with Dark Age of Camelot. I didn't want, chainmail bikinis. And I've said even before the Kickstarter and certainly after that if you want to go out in your underwear, go right ahead. The armor won't be underwear, and it won't feel so good when that sword slashes across your bare midriff. A question about cloth armor. Does this mean the full mage classes will be limited to cloth armor? Nope. Just as I've said right from the beginning, you can wear cloth armor, you can wear heavier armor. That's up to you. And I think if you look very carefully at some of the concept art, you'll see that it isn't terribly clothy looking. A question from a cavity about one set of items versus people having to walk around with multiple armor sets. I've been very clear about that as well. This is not going to be a game where if you want to walk around carrying the contents of a store on your back, you'll be able to do that. You'll have to make some choices about what armor you wear when you go out there. A question about where you can see the armor. We'll be posting first a link to the YouTube, or actually you have the link to the YouTube video in your emails, and we'll have the concept art posted on our website as well. Will gear age? Certainly hope so. Question regarding how many slots from Pseudocrat, how many slots mages will have versus other classes. That depends. We really haven't sat down and said, well, a mage has to have X and a warrior has to have X minus 1 or X plus 5. We'll just have to see how it works. Items that you wear definitely count towards what you are carrying, Coverticus. It certainly matters a lot to encumbrance at a minimum. Can we mix up different sets, outfits, armor classes? Yes. Question, as a lot of people have asked, I'm looking slimmer but hopefully healthy. Yes, I am absolutely, totally healthy. Sore from the workouts, but yeah, this weight loss is due to me heading to the gym either 4 or 5 nights and mornings at times a week plus diet. I am, again, other than the soreness, feeling better than I have in, a long time. Question from Odie, will different armor types be vulnerable to different spell types? Yes, they very well may be. From Hyperspace Trucker, can you change armors? Hey, you can change armors as many times as you want. You can even do it on the field of combat. Of course, while you're doing that, people will be hitting you. But it's up to you. You know, you want to change armor, just start, you know, doing the striptease during battle. Donnie, who sent in the wooden plaque, one of our backers. You know, I don't reveal names unless they say specifically it's okay to reveal their names. Will any armor allow you to swim? Well, I guess you can say it, depending on what you're carrying as well. You know, might you be able to swim? Yes. That's really all I can really say. Pseudo, will all armor pieces come from crafters? Other than the starting armor, we've said that right from the get-go. This is all going to be crafter made, with the only other exception in case we can't get enough people to actually be crafters. And then, of course, we're not going to let the game suffer, and we'll make sure that whatever realm is very low, or multiple realms are low on crafters, that there'll be some crafted armor to fill as weapons as well, to fill in the gaps. But hopefully that won't be a problem, considering how much time we're going to be spending on the crafting system. Question from Keshrak, will armor weight come into play? Yes, absolutely. You know, if you're trying to cross a stream or a river, will what you're wearing have an effect and what you're carrying have an effect on you? Absolutely. So just as a highlight, guys, right now I'm only talking about mages and mage armor and anything directly related to that. Generally any other question I will ignore for now. No offense, but I want to keep it focused for the majority of time on this topic. And then after probably another 15 or so minutes, depending on whether all the armor questions have been asked, then I'll certainly open it up for some additional questions. No, I have not confirmed the Fogmancer or Weather Mage yet. It's certainly something that we have talked about. I know I've talked about it, I think, at least at a minimum during the Kickstarter, being able to affect terrain and affect weather conditions, but not confirmed yet. All right, question about the air system. Well, the basic air system is starting already in the game. People who are into IT or Alpha have seen spells hit each other and interact and become something else, and we're continuing to do more with that right now. So the basic concept behind it is, you know, A plus B equals C. That's already in there. Question about visible inventory bags from Zoo. I would love to be able to put it all out there. I doubt we'll be able to do that. I'm sure we'll have to have a catch-all, but we certainly would love to have it all represented visually. A question from a cavity regarding cloth armor that has non-mage stats on them. Just remember, guys, our armor is not heavily enchanted in that sense. We've talked about before the Kickstarter and beyond that, you know, you can't come into this expecting the armor to be the equivalent of WoW. So, you're not going to be playing mixed